All right, Mike, so I wanted the GSD community to know something that you say a lot, and it's kind of an interesting phrase. It's shoot the dog, whip the horse, feed the tigers. Now, that's kind of a crazy, like, little saying.
PETA's going to come after us.
Right. Well, can you explain a little bit more about this?
So we're not shooting or whipping anything for real. It's just an expression. I actually heard a mentor say that to me in a group that I was a part of. And he says, shoot the dogs, whip the horses, feed the tigers. He basically put salespeople in these three categories. And, you know, your dog would suck at sales. And the reason your dog would suck at sales is because dogs need to be fed. If you don't feed a dog, it's not going to make it. It's got to be fed. It's not going to go out and get its own meat. It's going to suck if you let it go out there. It's going to suck at catching rabbits and all that stuff. It's not as good as you think. So dogs need to be fed, literally, the meal handed to them in order for them to continue on. Salespeople that are dogs, sales dogs, they're not going to make it either unless you literally give them leads that are good quality leads, AKA they're ready to buy and they got money. Right? Outside of that, they don't know what to do. They're going to blame the quality of the leads. They're going to blame the flow of the leads. It's ridiculous. So shoot the dogs means those salespeople shouldn't have a place in your business. Okay? Get rid of them. Whip the horses. So horses are actually good workers. I mean, horses are put to work in a lot of, businesses and industries. Back in the day, it was like a big part of it, right? So horses will work, but you got to make them work. Otherwise, they'll graze all day. They'll just hang out and graze. So there are salespeople that are like horses, and a lot of good ones are horses where, as long as you tell them what to do, you give them scripts, you motivate them, you have your meetings, you check in on them, you give them the targets, hold them accountable to it. I mean, they'll actually do really well. They'll work well, but you got to have a manager actually staying on top of them and inspiring and motivating them to hit their goals, right? So those are whip the horses. So you can keep them, just whip them, okay? Then there's feed the tigers. So tigers it's very hard to find a sales tiger, but when you find them, you got to feed them. Tigers will kill on a full belly. So what that means is if they just ate, but a bunny walks by, they can't help but batten that bunny down. It's in their DNA. They I got to keep it going. Right. And you don't have to tell a tiger what to do. You don't have to feed it a meal. It's going to go out there, and it doesn't need any other tigers either. It's on its own. Right. Okay. A salesperson, it's a tiger, doesn't need leads. It's going to go get its own business. It's going to get referrals from existing community. It's going to go meet the neighbors. It's going to go ahead and recruit from its own circle. Right. That's just what a tiger does. If a tiger hits goal on the 10th of the month,
they're still hitting that bunny.
They don't know how else to operate. They got to go. If anything, on the 10th of the month, they're going, man, if I keep this going, I'll be 300% of goal by the end of the month.
Right.
And they're excited about that. Like 100% of goal month is boring. It's almost a disappointment to them.
Right. It's like they get anxiety. Like they need to have that extra.
Yeah, they feel so bare minimum.
You're right.
And tigers don't want to be bare minimum. Right. Tigers want to be the tigers, right?
Right.
So they look for 150%, 200%. That to them is success. 100% is bare minimum.
Now, do you think a horse can become a tiger?
I don't know. I've not seen it. I've not seen it, but it doesn't mean it can't be done. I don't know. I've not seen it. Usually these are people that, now what I will say is sometimes a tiger will be disguised as a horse. They've been a tiger all along, but they've had the wrong leader. They haven't had the targets. They're not selling something they believe in. The leader they're working for isn't, painting a great vision and getting them excited. They're not sharing stories that get them to believe in what they are selling.
Gotcha.
So they could be a tiger that's just bored. But overall, no, a tiger when you see one. It's rare, but you know a tiger when you see him. And the reason it's called Feed the Tigers is because these are the people you give the best leads to. Oh. Because they're going to go after them the best. Yeah. So you don't give your leads, definitely don't give them to the dogs. They shouldn't even be working for you. You don't give them to the horses. If the tiger's got availability, you give them to the tigers. Because the tigers are not only going to sell that lead, they're going to get referrals, they're going to sell the best thing, they're going to continue the relationship, to continue getting referrals, get Google reviews, they're going to do all that stuff. Right. So you're going to get so much more out of the sale if the tiger sells them than if the horse sells them. So you feed your tigers.
Okay, so shoot the dogs, whip the horses, feed your tigers.
Feed the tigers.